Before we begin, take a second to like this video, subscribe and drop a comment. Because this story is not just emotional, it's a lesson you'll never forget. Now, let's go back to the beginning. In the quiet village of Yus, life was simple but never easy. The roads were dusty, the houses were old, and everyone knew each other's story. If someone cried, the whole village heard. If someone succeeded, the whole village talked. And in this same village lived two men whose lives could not be more different. Tunde was a poor man, not the kind of poor people talk about casually, but the kind that wakes up every day not knowing if there will be food at night. His house was small, built with weak wood and rusted zinc. When rain fell, water found its way inside. Sometimes, he would place buckets around the room just to catch the leaks. But even in that struggle, there was laughter, there was love, and there was hope. Not far from Tunde's house stood a mansion. A house so big children would stop just to look at it. This was Rachel's house. Rachel was everything Tunde was not. Rich, powerful, respected, but also proud. Inside his house, everything worked. Constant electricity, clean water, luxury furniture. His son David had never known struggle. One evening, Rachel sat with David. "Son," he said, "in this life, you must always be above others." David frowned slightly. "What do you mean, father?" Rachel leaned forward. "Never allow anyone from a lower class to stand beside you." David nodded slowly, but deep inside, he wasn't convinced. As the years passed, Charles and David grew, but life treated them very differently. Charles studied under a dim lantern. Sometimes the flame would go out, and he would sit in darkness, but he would relight it and continue reading. David studied in bright rooms, with air conditioning and private tutors. If he didn't understand something, someone was always there to help. Yet, there was something special about Charles. He had hunger, not for food, but for success. One day, their paths crossed. David's car stopped near the roadside. He saw Charles walking, holding old books tightly. He stepped out. "Hey!" David called. Charles turned. "Why do you always look serious?" David asked. Charles replied calmly, "Because I don't have another option." David was silent. That answer stayed with him for years. Life became harder. School fees increased. Tunde struggled more than ever. One afternoon, Charles came home and noticed something missing. "Papa, where is our land document?" Tunde hesitated, then smiled. "I sold it." Silence. "You sold it?" Charles whispered. "That land was everything we had." Tunde placed his hand on Charles' shoulder. "No, you were everything I have." Tears filled Charles' eyes. That moment changed him forever. "I will not fail," he said quietly. Years of pain, years of struggle, finally led to one moment. Graduation day. Tunde sat quietly in the crowd. His clothes were simple but clean. When Charles' name was called, he stood up, clapping slowly, tears running down his face. "My son," he whispered. Across the city, Rachel stood proudly. "My son is the best," he told everyone. Neither of them knew life was about to test them. Both Charles and David applied for the same job, same company, same position. Days later, the results came out. Both were selected, same job, same level. When Rachel heard this, something inside him snapped. "What nonsense is this? How can that poor man's son be equal to mine?" His pride could not handle it. To him, this was disrespect. That night, Rachel couldn't sleep. He walked around his house restless. "This cannot happen." Then he made a call that would destroy everything. "I want Charles out of the picture." Charles returned home that night, tired but happy. He smiled. For the first time, things are working. Then, a loud knock. Before he could react, the door burst open. Men rushed in. Please, what do you want? He shouted. A gun was raised. A shot rang out. Charles fell. They looked at him briefly. He's dead, and they left. Silence filled the room. Blood spread slowly, but Charles was alive, barely breathing. His fingers moved, his eyes opened slightly. Pain, unimaginable pain. Then a voice in his head, his father's voice. You must not give up. And so, he moved. He dragged himself across the floor. Each movement felt like death, but he kept going, out of the house, onto the road. Help me, he whispered. At the hospital, everything became urgent. Bullet wound. We're losing him. Doctors worked fast. Machines beeped loudly. Minutes felt like hours, and then he survived. The police began investigating. They followed every lead, every clue, and it all led back to one name: Rachel. He was arrested. The village stood still. When David heard the truth, he couldn't breathe. My father did this? He sat alone, thinking about everything. I never asked for this. He went to the hospital, saw Charles, weak but alive. I'm sorry, he said. Charles looked at him. This is not your fault. Rachel lost everything: his pride, his freedom, his respect. But Charles gained something greater: strength. And in the village of youth, one truth remained: pride destroys, but perseverance saves. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell me, what would you have done differently?